In a small house at the edge of a forest lived a young boy named Max. Max was a lively and imaginative child, always looking for adventure and excitement. His days were filled with laughter, games, and stories, but he wanted something more. One evening, after playing a wild game of chase with his dog, Max felt restless. He looked out of his window, watching the golden sun set, casting long shadows in his room. At that moment, Max's imagination took off, and he dreamed of a faraway land where wild creatures roamed free. As night came, Max's room turned into a world of imagination. His bed became a sturdy sailboat, and he set sail across a vast ocean. The waves were gentle, and the moon lit his path like a guiding star. Max's heart raced with excitement as he sailed on, his eyes fixed on the horizon. After what seemed like a long time, Max's boat reached the shores of a mysterious island. The land was wild, covered in thick forests and tall cliffs. Strange and wonderful creatures hid in the shadows, their eyes shining with curiosity. Max's heart pounded with a mix of fear and wonder, but he didn't turn back. Stepping onto the island, Max realized that he was no longer in control of his adventure. The island seemed alive, responding to his every thought and feeling. As he went deeper into the island, he met the most amazing creatures he had ever seen, the wild things. These wild things had fur and feathers, each one more fantastic than the last. Their roars echoed through the forest, mixing with the rustling leaves and the distant sounds of the sea. Max approached carefully, his heart still racing, but the wild things saw something in his eyes that matched their own wild spirits. One by one, the wild things came closer to Max, their curious eyes studying him. They saw the fire of imagination in him, the same fire that burned in their own wild hearts. Max felt a connection with these creatures, a bond that didn't need words. With a boldness he didn't know he had, Max let out a mighty roar, copying the calls of the wild things around him. To his surprise, the wild things responded with laughter and cheers. They crowned him their king, calling him the ruler of their wild kingdom. Under Max's leadership, the wild things taught him their ways, showing him how to dance among the trees, sing with the wind, and forget his worries and fears. Max's days were filled with laughter and adventure, his heart swelling with joy he had never felt before. But as the days turned into nights, Max began to feel a longing in his heart. The wild kingdom was wonderful, but he missed his home and the familiar comforts of his own world. The wild things sensed his sadness and gathered around him, listening to his thoughts with understanding eyes. With a heavy heart, Max knew it was time to go home. The wild things understood, and with a mix of sadness and pride, they said goodbye. Max boarded his imaginary sailboat once more, heading back to his own world. As the first light of dawn broke through the clouds, Max's sailboat gently glided back to his bedroom. The transformation was complete. His room was just a room again, and the wild things were memories in his heart. Max climbed into his bed, feeling a sense of happiness he had never known before. And so, Max drifted off to sleep, his dreams filled with the echoes of laughter, the rustling of leaves, and the wild things that had become his friends. As he slept, a small smile played on his lips, a sign of the magical journey he had taken. In the morning, Max woke up with a new sense of wonder and appreciation for the world around him. He knew that his adventures were not just in books or his imagination. They were everywhere, waiting to be discovered.